What I'd written in the newsletter recently was that I've been working on some productivity tools that I'm excited about, because when it comes to divorced families, sometimes it is challenging to get everybody on the same page. So I created this book, Sebastian's Pulling Out the Big Guns Checklist for Success. Hi, this is Chira, and I wanted to record a little video in case it could be helpful about how to spiritually arm wrestle a rebel teenager and win. And that actually can be true for a rebel child of any age. But I've been working a lot with my almost 15-year-old rebel son, Sebastian. And I say rebel like he's not doing drugs yet. He's not drinking alcohol. He's there, like, rebel meaning there's like a lot of arguing and a lot of time spent negotiating and discussing and trying to make things happen. So I put in a tool because now that Sebastian's almost 15, he's decided that he and his dad have decided that they're going to spend more time together, which is a totally awesome and appropriate thing for a 15-year-old boy to do. And his dad's an amazing artist and can help him and contribute to his life in so many ways. But Sebastian, well, I guess what I would say is one of my skills is personal organization and productivity and good control. So in helping Sebastian prepare to go over to that environment that is a little bit more freestyle, and it's really going to take Sebastian to be on his best behavior, to be contributing significantly. So how do you do that? This is a relevant conversation not just for a situation like mine, but I think every parent wants their child to do the best they can and be the best they can, and so I feel like this is hopefully helpful. I was just checking the battery. So I put together this book, and it's called Sebastian's Pulling Out the Big Guns Checklists for Success. The big guns thing is just an inside joke. So what I did was I created some rules of the game, and maybe what I'll do is I'll zoom it in or show them a little closer, and if you wanted to pause, you can pause the video and take a time to read the rules. Otherwise, I'll just move on and show you that I created a daily schedule. So I gave it to him on a Monday, so this one wasn't checked off. First of all, getting your kid, your 15-year-old, to do checklists might not sound or seem easy, but this has been something that we've put in over time that has been discussed, and there's full willingness to comply with these checklists. There's not always full compliance, but he is willing, and it is improving. So I'm just going to find some pages that haven't been all marked up. Well, this is today's. So, because we've been at it now for 2 weeks. So basically what I did in creating this was I sat down with Sebastian and his dad's away for this month, so boot camp is with me. And I sat down and I said, okay, well, what are all the different things that we need to be responsible for? And I was talking with my brother last night, and I think this would totally apply at any age. I'm not sure how old his son is, but it must be close to 5. But the thing is, okay, what are all the things we need to sit down and, like, what are all the things we need to be responsible for to make sure that everything happens in a day? And I started with the hands down most important one, sleep. Because I don't care, like, for Sebastian, he has to get 10 hours of sleep. His growing body, who he is, the stuff he's got going on in his world, requires 10 hours of sleep. Otherwise, there's too much arguing, negotiation, drama, conflict. So that he has seen and observed himself to be true. So, and because I've allowed him to get less sleep and then shown him the next day, listen, this amount of drama that's happening, you didn't get 10 hours of sleep. When he gets 10 hours of sleep, he can see. So the more you patiently show your children over time the consequences of their own choices, hey, you're arguing. Did you get 10 hours of sleep? All right, just go to bed. That's what has to happen right now. So before creating this schedule, we created it around 10 hours of sleep. So right away, that limits the amount of time that you have to work with for the things that you want. Then you have school. Sebastian does go to public school. He has to leave here by 7:30. He comes home, supposed to come home at 4:30. Yes, he wants free time. Yes, he wants to be able to go out with his friends. Yes, he wants to go on to electronics. But the deal is, okay, little man, there are some things that you, as an individual, have to be responsible for. They are your basic, bottom line duties in life. And they are sleep, sufficient, healthy food. I'm not obsessively controlling his diet, but he needs to have 3 healthy meals: breakfast, lunch, and supper. So I'm just clarifying, this is not like hardcore, extreme, hippie meals that I'm requesting of him. Basic, you need proteins, vegetables, fruits, healthy meals. So sleep, healthy meals, and then personal belongings. You have to demonstrate control of your personal belongings. If you can't, then you shouldn't be given more. If you can't handle what you have, then we shouldn't be given more. And that theme is something that I carry throughout so much of what I do. Now that we have sleep, which is 10 hours, and school, which is I guess almost 8, there are some other things that have to still be taken responsibility for, and that is, like I've already said, healthy meals. Your personal belongings should be in good order. And then your contribution to the family and to the environment. So a 15-year-old body is capable of cleaning and working, and if we as the parents are earning the money to provide the room, shelter, food, education, and all of these other things, then it's expected that you contribute. So Sebastian has, and I'll show you in a second, checklists, cleaning checklists. For our youngest, who has autism, we also am significantly limiting autism. We make checklists, and I could show you in another video, but they're fully, hang on. Nope, not here. I'm reorganizing them. But even for him, he requires assistance to do many things in life. Even he has laminated checklists of the things that he has to do, and he checks them off, and even he knows and feels that his contribution is needed and valuable. One of the most important lessons that I have learned in parenting, and it's so big, like if I could zap you with a thunderbolt of like spiritual awakening right now, it would be this: that before an individual stops participating in an environment, this can be so true in any kind of work context as well, professional groups, but in your family, if you have people who are disconnected, not participating, then what went out first? The first problem that happened before they stopped participating and contributing was that they didn't believe that they were helpful, or they didn't believe that they could be helped. But I would say more often, they don't believe that they're helpful. So in order for us to have Sebastian honestly at his best in life, it requires him making a legitimate and significant contribution to the home. So on Saturdays, there are, and you'll think it's a lot, child slavery or whatever, but if the dude actually just focused and did it, he could get it done in 3 hours. That's 3 hours of contribution in an entire week to the house. But what that would mean to his dad is like, it would create a visual, significant difference to the environment. Sebastian would know he had contributed, not just like, hey, clean up the dishes. He would know he had contributed. So we have a bathroom cleaning checklist. I can put links to these below, and a kitchen cleaning checklist, and a floor and general cleaning checklist. They live in a small apartment, and it's the 2 of them, and Sebastian's totally capable. And bedroom cleaning checklist. So every week, every Saturday, boom, these things have to be done before you get free time. So by having looked at some of these basic things, sleep, food, contribution, your education and study. So Sebastian was a slacker last year because after having tried to kind of control it, I let him make his own decisions, and he didn't perform very well, especially given his actual capability, which is ridiculous. But last year we asked him, we did a little family meeting and asked questions. What do you most need from us? Right? What do you expect? How do you think things should go? And in that one he said, can you please help me with my school? And we're like, what? What? We tried so many times. And he's like, yeah, I know, but could you try again? So, okay. So every day on these checklists, he has 2 hours of homework in the evening. Now, I took the time and went to speak to each of his teachers to actually understand the amount of homework. How is Sebastian producing and contributing in the class? and got into communication with them so that I have the actual information. And now, with this lovely, at the back of my little book, this is his timetable for the classes he takes. At the end of the day, I can say, hey, how'd it go in this class? This class? Good, but I also know what's for homework tomorrow. And because I've spoken to the teachers now, I understand. Okay, well, I need you to do this. And if he tells me he doesn't have homework, that is totally fine. I've invented homework. I have homework. I already know exactly what he has to do. So by my having all the information, I have much better control over the situation than if I'm just like, how'd it go at school? What do you have to do? Nothing. Good. So now I've got the information. I know what's going on at school. I know what's not going on at school. And I know what has to get done at school. And I've got the emails of the teachers. So that gives me some leverage. And I wanted to, and I will show you more clearly. Actually, why don't I just put in the under part of this video links to the PDF so you can kind of see them, and I'll tell you how I made it. But what's really important, I would like to share, because I know I'm not the only one who struggles to put order in. I'm going to make myself one of these because I find it so helpful, and I'm sure mine will have way more on it and much more fun and organized by color category coded to different parts of my life, which I totally love. But the thing that's really important in being able to apply something like this is that I put it in on a gradient. The first week, I just focused on getting the sleep in, because getting a 15-year-old teenager to go to bed at 8:30 is not easy. And the temptation to argue, to negotiate, to let them have, well, they're older. I'm sorry, I don't think being older should give you the right to be less responsible for getting the sleep that your body actually needs. So the first week, I just focused on getting the sleep in, getting sleep and increasing discipline. If you try to fix everything at once, then the kid never gets a win. They never get to feel progress happen. And the truth is that as long as you are, and that's what's helpful about having this little book, is because I put little notes in it and I can see, okay, well, the first week, holy cow, there was like, it was hard to get things going, but I can see, oh, the second week is a little bit better. Like, look, here's this Friday. Look, all those little checklists, or those checks. Things are getting done better than they were. So as long as I see improved control, increased control, then you keep going and you stiffen the discipline a little bit as you go. You tighten the boundaries. Sebastian has been fully informed now this week on multiple occasions, even in writing when necessary. Do you understand that if you do not honestly complete everything on your checklist for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, then you will not get, what does this one say? Is that Thursday? Yep. Then you will not get Freedom Friday. So Friday, freedoms are earned. That's true in life. We work hard to get money to buy ourselves the things we want. We bite our tongue and stay kind even under pressure so that we will earn the trust, love, and admiration of people around us. But freedoms are earned. And so on Friday, he doesn't get any access to electronic devices. The only time you're gonna think I'm cruel, I gave him 3 minutes. And literally, he worked for a half an hour. He cleaned my floors, he cleaned my kitchen, and then I said, it's late, it's 8:30, it's time for bed. But because you did all that work, I will give you 5 minutes. And he's like, 5 minutes and 2 minutes of a buffer. I said, no, 3 minutes and a 2-minute buffer. And then if he kept arguing, I would say, 3 minutes then, not 5. He's like, fine, I'll take 5. But by creating a game, having a spirit of play, and this one is really, really, really important, not easy, earning the trust and admiration of the people you are trying to lead, your children, or if you are in a work environment. But by gaining their trust and admiration, you have the most powerful negotiating chip there, which is, hey, listen, and I have said this to my kids, it's my job to provide safe shelter, healthy food, an education and a sane and stable environment. But my friendship, that is earned. And you earn that by keeping your agreements and being a trustworthy person. And both of my kids want my trust and friendship. Because at a certain point you can't parent using well, I'm bigger than you and I know more than you, and you can't do that. You can't parent that way. And since you can't, you have to parent through communication and establishing agreement. So creating something like this, it really happened by saying, okay, well, what are the things that have to happen? Sleep, bam, 10 hours, not negotiable, which means 8:30 getting up at 6:30 or 7, right? And on the weekend, okay, well, if you are allowed to stay up a little bit until 11, then you've got to get up at 9. You can't like stay up until 1 o'clock and sleep until noon, because then you're not even contributing to the group, and that's not good for anybody. So by doing that, I put this little thing together, and slowly on a gradient, we're getting it grooved in. And by communicating with the people who are in Sebastian's environment, his teachers and things like that, we're stiffening discipline, improving control, and putting in boundaries and guidelines that work. You earn your freedoms. So Freedom Friday is Friday. And it says the following schedule applies only if agreements have been kept throughout the week. Otherwise, normal weekday schedule applies in bed at 8:30 and 2 hours of homework. So I'll keep you posted on how it is going, and I'll post the links to like the PDFs that I've included in this one, which is like a cleaning checklist, and you obviously can adjust yours. I've given Sebastian quite a lot to contribute because I've observed that when he's under challenged, he's a liability. And now my battery is flashing at me red, so I have to go. I hope this is helpful, and if you have any questions, I'd love to know. I'm obviously learning as I go, but to whatever degree this can be helpful for you, then poof, now you've got it, and thank you so much for watching. Bye. Okay, so Sebastian's this book is designed to help him get his routines established for the year. So Seb, personal organization is not his specialty, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause the camera here so that anyone who wants to actually read them can pause and read them. I won't go through it, but I put the rules of the game, and basically it's to try and raise Sebastian's level of responsibility so he's being more independent and productive. And we've been doing this for a couple weeks, and so we came up with these little routines. And this routine, I'm trying to just kind of pause so that if you wanted to stop it and look more, you could. But on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's all the same kind of routine, with a lot of independence in the morning and then helping and contributing in the evening for supper, and 2 hours of homework divided up with a little break. If he gets all of these jobs done, then on Friday, he's earned Freedom Friday. And this routine is a little bit different. You come home, you help out, you shower, but then you get your free time. And this is one of the only times where he's actually allowed to have electronic time, or we say he might be able to earn it other times if he's really produced, but otherwise this is the first chance in the week that we give him unsupervised electronic access. And that's if everything the other days has been done. On Saturday's schedule, he has some big jobs to help clean. He actually is responsible for all of the house cleaning, and they live in a little apartment, but Sebastian can do these throughout the week if he wants to hustle. There's a bathroom cleaning job list, the kitchen cleaning job list, and the floors and general cleaning, bedroom. So this means that at least once a week, the entire house is going to put back into tip-top shape. So the amount of free time he has will really be determined based on how, and I guess that's the Saturday one, how quickly he gets his jobs done. And Sunday is the same kind of thing. Sunday, what we have is a window of 3 hours where he's supposed to, says, contribute to other members of the family. And that's his chance to sort of be part of the team, help out, babysitting a cousin, helping grandma get weeds out of the garden, doing something to help. Right now, it's Sunday and he's helping me make salads because we're going to go and visit my brother for his housewarming. So by having this little checklist, and I've decided I like this so much, I'm going to make one for myself. It's keeping him on track and focused and accountable. The other thing I will show you is just at the very back, which he uses it every morning. This was the bus schedule, so helpful resources are at the back. This is the bus schedule from his dad's house to the school, although right now he's living with me because I'm boot camp to getting back to his dad's. And this is his class schedule. That's his schedule. It's super helpful. So he ends up having to go to his little book every day and go in it. So if you can put in there something that they need and want to see and use and it's helpful, then it keeps it in front of their face all the time.